Shoot someone, shoot something, threaten someone.
Tell me, do you have any idea how people here end up as golden statues?
No. The statues come to life and fire golden bows, arrows at them.
And here I was thinking I was the only one to figure it out. In any case, supposedly 1 or 2 of those arrows is enough to turn a full-grown man into gold. Now, of course, that is a travesty, a terrible, horrible waste of human life which has to be stopped. And yet, on the other hand, I can't help but think of a tale told by that Greek fella Aesop, the goose that laid the golden egg. With the ability to transmute organic matter into gold, one could create infinite wealth. Use your imagination. Golden animals, insects, trees and plants. The Midas touch without the drawbacks. We are talking riches beyond imagining. And even if we were to split all those riches between the 2 of us, half of infinite wealth is still infinite. Interested?
I think the golden goose is meant to be a cautionary tale.
Look, I might have skimmed over that one, but don't be so pedantic. Are you interested or not?
Sounds unethical.
Oh, I'm not suggesting we use such a bow on people. There's no profit in breaking the golden rule.
In that case, go on.
Excellent. So the first question is, how do we get our hands on one of those golden bows? Now, I have a plan. But first, tell me, are you familiar with the story of the goddess Diana?
Golden goose's monster. I am not.
No problem. Allow me to explain. Diana is our goddess of the hunt, the moon, and the underworld, depending on who you ask. The one thing priests and poets agree on is that she carried with her a golden bow and a quiver of golden arrows. And it just so happens that there is a shrine of Diana in this very forum, with a prominent statue of the goddess herself. And would you like to guess what she's holding in her hand?
A golden bow.
Precisely. I can't tell you how many hours I've spent in that temple staring at it, trying to figure out how to retrieve it without breaking you-know-what.
You want me to steal it?
Oh, gods no! If you tried that, we'd all be dead within moments, I'm sure. No, here's what I propose. You give your bow to me, I cover it in a thin layer of gold leaf, and we create a replica of a golden bow. Then you enter the shrine, extinguish the braziers, and under cover of darkness, swap out the fake for the original. It's not theft exactly, it's more of a trade. But make no mistake, this is a dangerous path, and there's no way of knowing where it will lead. But in my experience, all the best adventures begin with a risky first step. Now, you must have questions. Ask away.
Why can't you do it yourself?
I'm more of an ideas man.
Oh,
whereas
brother.
You're obviously the more resourceful and heroic type. I have complete confidence in you.
Why can't I just take it?
Because the gods would see you, of course. Hence my proposal.
Isn't that dangerous?
When Prometheus stole fire from the gods and became a hero to all mankind, do you think he was worried about the danger?
Fair point. That's all.
So, are you in, partner?
If you don't like action or horror elements, feel free to decline. We're definitely doing it then.
Now, if you'll hand over your bow, I can get started applying a layer of gold leaf. This is a quality weapon. Now, bear with me for a moment. And here we are, a gold leaf bow. Now, I've gone and unlocked the Shrine of Diana for you, so as quick as you can, head on inside. It's just at the end of the street on the left. May the gods not watch over you.
Okay, first things first. We're gonna take that as well. How do we get up there? How the fuck do I get up there? Oh my god. Oh my god.
Is that you, partner? Do you have the bow?
This is Palia all over again.
Wonderful. Just go ahead and slide it under the door for me and I'll unlock it for you.
Absolutely not.
A little bit slow, aren't you? Yes, I locked you in, and until you give me my bow, you're gonna stay in there, like Tantalus in Tartarus. No, technically, I never said that. I said, if we were to split all those riches between the two of us, infinite wealth is still infinite. It's hardly my fault if you can't tell the difference between a hypothetical and a promise, now is it? Oh, I do love a good loophole.
How can I trust you after you've double-crossed me like this?
You're just gonna have to take your chances, I'm afraid. The bow, now. And don't even think about giving me the fake one. I'll recognize my own handiwork.
There's no way I'm giving you this bow.
I would reconsider my position quickly if I were you. I'm not sure if you noticed, but you're stuck in there with a hornet's nest, and they can be rather aggressive toward intruders. You know, some say it takes 27 hornet stings to kill a man, but I always wondered how anyone could have known that. Let's find out if they were right, shall we?
Escape the temple. What about the nest? Ooh, do I turn it to gold? Amazing. Amazing. Sponge stick. Arrows and money. Oh! Hey, yo. This is how we climb shit. Oh, and we're on the other side.
My beloved Galatea, I write this so that one day, when we're finally together, you will understand what I've done and why I had to do it. The others will call me mad or a monster, but I don't care what they think. Everything I'm doing here, I'm doing for you. I'll start at the beginning. Soon after my arrival here, as I walked down a corridor lined with golden statues, I thought I heard a whisper behind me. A rasp of air, as if vocal cords of metal strained to say a word or two. I tried to dismiss the idea, tried to concentrate on my work as the city's medic, but that tortured whisper haunted me. Weeks later, in the hallway to the bathhouse, I heard it again, and found myself drawn to the statue of a Roman woman wearing a stola. Her face was contorted with anguish and fear, and disturbingly, it was as if she was looking right at me. As I walked past her, I heard that strained whisper again, and turning back, I discovered that even though I had moved, she was still looking right into my soul. That was when it dawned on me. This was no statue. This was a woman trapped within that golden prison. Naturally, I told the others, but when I could not reproduce the results of my experiment, they would not believe me. But from that moment on, I knew the full horror of this place. Immobilized within these statues are living human beings. It was that day, my love, that my heart broke.
Damn. Oh man, there's so much to go and explore now. Fuck yeah. Oh. God damn it. Okay, cool. That's fine. Oh, it wants me to read this again. That's fine.
My beloved Galatea, I write this so that one day, when we're finally together, you will understand what I've done.
Oh, that's a bad mess.
The others will call me mad or a monster,
Thank you,
but
Joba.
I don't care what they think. Everything I'm doing here, I'm doing for you. I'll start at the beginning. Soon after my arrival here, as I walked down a corridor lined with golden statues, I thought I heard a whisper behind me. A rasp of air, as if vocal cords of metal strained to say a word or two. I tried to dismiss the idea, tried to concentrate on my work as the city's medic, but that tortured whisper haunted me.
Oh, big loading.
Weeks later, in the hallway to the bathhouse, I heard it again and found myself drawn to the statue of a Roman woman wearing a stola. Her face was contorted with anguish and fear, and disturbingly, it was as if she was looking right at me. As I walked past her, I heard that strained whisper again, and turning back, I discovered, even though I had moved, she was still looking right into my soul. That was when it dawned on me. This was no statue. This was a woman trapped within that golden prison. Naturally, I told the others.
You just
When
kick
I could
him.
not reproduce the results of my experiment, they would not believe me. From that moment on, I knew the full horror of this place. Immobilized within these statues are living human beings. It was that day,
Fucked up.
my love, that my heart broke.
I saw your head
You're
turn.
not supposed to be here.
Sighs with relief. Down there. I don't want to go down there. Well, I'm going down there. Jesus. More arrows. Okay, so it turns anything that it touches to gold. I need that quiver. Really? Oh my god. Fuck off. Kind of glad I picked up a ton of arrows before I found all of this. Kick is so fucked up, dude. Arrows and money. Oh, that's kind of cool. It turns like a little area of the rock into stone. Oh wow, could I have like jumped up over that? Thank you. Whoa. Oh my god. Sighs with relief. Why are they peeled? I don't fucking know. Unclear at this time, yeah. Key to the palace doors.
My beloved Galatea, after I learned the terrible truth about the golden statues, I wandered the city as if in a nightmare. What must life be like for these poor souls, entombed in gold, but kept alive somehow? Trapped in their own personal Tartarus, consigned to eternal torment, too horrific for any sane mind to comprehend. I tried to offer them what small mercies I could. I began to talk to them, to keep them company. I'd imagine backstories for them, give them names, and tell them of the world, of the histories and stories I'd learned as a child. As the others became more concerned by my charity, I sought solitude from them, preferring the company of my tormented charges. Discovering a way into the abandoned palace, I began to spend my days walking its halls and sharing with its occupants ancient tales, my mind turning to those of Apollo and Daphne, Perseus and Medusa, and Pygmalion and Galatea. Pygmalion, the sculptor who fell in love with a beautiful statue, and who, praying to Aphrodite for aid, discovered that his beloved Galatea had come to life. It was then that I heard you whisper to me, Galatea. Forgive me. I know that is not your real name, just one I have borrowed from a story. But when I turned to look at you, I saw the most exquisitely beautiful woman I have ever known. Your face, forever frozen in a look of pure sadness. Our meeting gave me new purpose, to free you from your golden prison, so that I might one day hear you speak, not just whisper your true name to me. So I gathered tools for the long and difficult task ahead, barred the doors to this place, and set to work.
Set to work doing what? Navia thought they were gilded statues. I'm not sure that I'm totally following. I'm gonna be honest. I need like a synopsis. Figured out the statues were people, fell in love with one of them, and decided to set them free. Okay. The set them free part is the part I didn't really follow. I'm gonna read along with this one.
My attempts at freeing these souls from their golden prisons have not been going to plan. My first charge was a Greek woman who I called Iodame after being turned to stone by Medusa. Drilling through the gold that encased her, I was vindicated by the discovery that beneath half an inch of gold, which is so rigid it must be some kind of alloy, was living flesh. Unfortunately, this golden alloy seems to have fused with her skin, so removing it exposed the sinew and muscle beneath and appeared to cause her great pain. At first, I braced myself, expecting that inflicting such pain would break the golden rule.
Are we in the bad place?
Somehow, it did not. It seems whichever god is responsible for imprisoning these poor souls does not care about their suffering at all. They are forsaken. Undeterred, I pressed on, working late into the night, attempting to remove the golden layer that encased her as delicately as I could. Eventually, I was able to free most of her body, but when I released her from her restraints, her first act was to lunge for my throat, clawing at me with all her strength and those sharp metal talons. This was my thanks for trying to save her. Whatever possessed Iodami to attack, she was clearly not a suitable subject for my experiment, and I was forced to lock her inside an isolated wing of the palace and bar the door. As I continued working on others, I could hear her flailing and launching herself at the other side endlessly. Regrettably, my other experiments bore similar results, and after relocating a few times, most of the palace is now too dangerous to work in. Still, as much as my heart aches to know that you're suffering, I cannot risk attempting to ungild you yet. Not until I have perfected a method that will bring you back to me, whole in both mind and body, and ensuring your humanity is preserved. I promise you this. One day we will be together, even if I have to free every last statue in this God's forsaken place.
Not a Christian. Confirmed. This is Sparta! Goodbye. Are there more of you in here? Fascinating story, I have to say. There's a lot going on in this game, though. Okay, this is all sorts of fucked up. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, well that does nothing. Thought maybe I wanted to do that to like save those people's lives. I don't know. Are you whispering me to me through the statues somehow? Why are you helping me? Uh-oh. You must be, however you say that.
You must be the wretched snake who broke into my palace and disturbed my experiments. And worst of all, look at what you made me do to her. This never would have happened if you just stayed away. You're going to pay for that.
If you attack me, we'll both end up encased in gold.
And do you think I care about that? I don't care what happens to me, as long as you get what you deserve.
This has nothing to do with me.
Liar! I locked and barred the gate. I left a message warning you all to leave me alone. I just wanted to do my experiments in peace, for her. And now look at her. You made me turn the most beautiful woman I've ever seen into this. Look at her.
I didn't make you do shit.
She's in agony. All I wanted was to spend my last moments with her, to see her beautiful face, to hear her speak freely, instead of in those cryptic whispers. But as soon as I began my work, she stopped whispering to me. And now I discover she started whispering to you instead. What's so special about you?
Your feelings are your responsibility. Yeah, right? It's not just this statue whispering to me. A lot of them do it, but it's always the same voice.
What do you mean, the same voice?
It's like someone else is whispering to me through the statues.
Yes. I remember when they used to whisper to me. They did sound similar. I just thought it was because all voices sound the same when they whisper. But now that I think about it, they were all benevolent and seemed to share a common knowledge. But if these bodies are mere conduits for that one voice, then this body is nobody. And everything I've done here was... Wait, I see what you're doing. You're trying to steal her away from me. Were you planning to wait until I'd done all
No.
the hard work, then swoop in? Is that it?
No.
Liar! You tried to steal her away from me, and now look what you made me do. Give me one good reason why I shouldn't peel you too.
I've ended up here by accident. All I want to do is leave.
What? What are you talking about?
I got trapped in tunnels under the city and came up inside the palace.
Wait. So you're saying you weren't coming for us?
I've never had any intention of hurting
So I
you.
did all this. I ruined her. For nothing. What have I done?
Oh,
God,
brother.
I feel sick. I can't bear the thought of her being like this. And in so much pain. It's the air. Coming into contact with her flesh. It's agonizing for them. But the only way to fix it will be to break the golden rule and let it run its course. At least that way she'd be golden again, and we'd be together. All it would take is one little cut.
Please. I can undo
It's
this.
too late. There's nothing you can do. I have to do this. I'm sorry.
I can cover her in gold again.
What? How?
This golden bow is the weapon that encases people in gold.
I'm not sure I believe you. But if you can undo this mess, I'll give you the key to my old medical chest in the Shrine of Apollo. I imagine it would help Lucretia ease the suffering of those still in the city. But if you're lying to me, I'll break the golden rule.
Oh my God.
And kill you and everyone
She's so
else
angry.
in this city. Understood? You did it. You took away her pain. I don't know what to say. Thank you, thank you. I swear I will never harm her again. I swear it. I'll stay here to keep her company. But these poor souls, what can be done for them? I've tried everything I can. I fear the only one capable of releasing them properly is whichever god doomed them in the first place. In any case, I must honor our bargain. Here's the key I promised you. It opens a chest in the Shrine of Apollo. I believe there are a few things in there which may be useful to Lucretia.
Okay.
Now, please leave. The door here leads out onto the palace balcony. You should be able to make your way down from there.
Goodbye.
Go, and never return.
Go and never return, she said. Damn, dude. So much exploring to do. Guess that's just like a way down. Oops. Oopsie. Okay. I don't know why I need to get to any of these places, but...
Salve, Dooley. How are you doing today?
I'm sad.
Wonder how you get the bow without doing this quest, seeing as the devs put in... $1,000? Put in the out at the beginning? Oh, interesting. Yeah, I wonder if they have some like other variation scripted where you don't have to go through all that. Somewhere in here. Hey, we know that lady. That's the Christian. Okay. I think it's over this way. Then we hook a right somewhere. Nope. How did they manage to make these caves so fucking confusing, dude? Here we go. A plaque bearing a Latin inscription. Pluto, father of riches. Okay, religious shit.
What are you doing here? Please leave.
Why should I? Oh, I'll take that. Okay. I know of one more place I want to go visit before we continue questing. Wonder if you can fight back with the golden bow. It's a really interesting game. What, are you going to turn the golden statues into golden statues? I mean, maybe. Who's to say it wouldn't work? Came out here for gold. Interesting. Oh my god, we can tell him that we suspect like everyone. Something's wrong at the Shrine of Apollo. Where is that? Because I don't know if this is a bug or what, but like quest markers just like don't show up after a loop reset. Down here? What's down here? I don't think I've been down here. money. Oh no? Ooh, treatment for rheumatism. I bet you this person has rheumatism.
What are you doing in here? Can't you see this woman is dying? She's been poisoned. She needs the resin of a plant called Silphium, but that Culus cubulatus decius won't give it to me.
I'm sorry, I wish I could help.
It's too late. She just slipped away.
I was hoping to chat. Should I come back later? Oh my god, what happened?
She was poisoned. She came in here frothing at the mouth. Normally, I'd treat her with resin of Silphium, a rare plant which is perfect for this sort of thing. And I knew Decius had some at his market stall, right around the corner. So I ran over there, but he just looks at me with this evil smile and says, "That'll be 1,000 denarii." There was no way I could afford that, and he knew it. Then that toad shrugs and says, "Supply and demand. I guess you don't value your friends
fuck
like
this
that
guy.
highly." Anywhere else, I'd just pay a thug to steal it from his stall. But there's no way I can do that down here with the golden rule. So all I could do is come back here and just watch her die. I kept on apologizing. And now I'll never know who poisoned her, or how they managed to do it without breaking the golden rule, or why she cursed that snake's cruel black eyes with her dying breath. Well, unless you have the power to bring someone back from the dead, there's really just one thing you can do. Get me that Silphium resin. I'm going to have another patient in here soon. Could be in the next day, or in the next hour. And I will not
good thing we can
allow
go back
this
in
to
time.
happen again. I don't care how you get it, but you have to make it happen. Because if I lose another patient this way, I swear to the gods below, not even the golden rule will stop me from marching up to that Genetricum Fututo and scratching his eyes out.
What for? You're not gonna make a buzz. Okay.
Well, come back if you get sick or injured. Day or night, I'll do what I can.
I know. Love that the God's translation device has a modesty filter. Yeah, right.
A golden bow, just like Apollo and Diana's. Feeling all right?
Can we talk about Lulia?
Sure. What do you want to know? Gladly.
Let's talk about something else. What's your
I'm
story?
Lucretia, and I'm going to be straight with you. I'm not a physician. This is Nevia's clinic. I've just been filling in ever since she disappeared. I'm tired and out of my depth and miserable all the time. But I'd rather take this on myself than let one of you lot mess it up.
How'd you end up here?
My husband and I moved to Rome from Caesarea. He embraced the Roman way more than I would have liked and turned into an awful philanderer. I would have divorced him and demanded the return of my dowry, but I knew he would sooner have me killed than give me my right. So I waited for the right time to take what was mine and disappear. And then the fires came. As he prepared to evacuate our villa, I gathered our most precious belongings, coins and gemstones, and the moment his back was turned, I ran. I could barely see for the smoke, and the streets were full of people trampling each other. I ran for the river, like everyone else, and leapt in. The next thing I remember, I was waking up on a riverbank, not far from here.
Okay, I'm sorry to hear that.
It's all right. Say what you will about this place. At least my fornicating husband will never find me. And while there's no shortage of snakes here, at least with the golden rule, they have to try to be discreet about it.
Let's talk about something
Gladly.
else.
Well, come back if you get sick.
I'll come back another time. First things first. Just a river in Rome.
shiny.
Yeah, right. Hello.
Salve and welcome. Need something?
What's your story?
There's not much to tell. I mostly just bake bread and try to help out where I can.
How'd you end up here?
I suppose it all started about 8 months ago. I was living in Rome with my family when I got sick. Terrible timing. My pa had just arranged a husband for me, a fisherman's son. I was about to meet him for the first time when I came down with an awful fever. I spent the next week in bed. Pa paid priests to make offerings to Asclepius, a white
Asclepius.
rooster, then a goat. But nothing worked. In the end, they decided I'd do better outside the city. Clean air in the countryside would do me good, they said. But after about a day in a carriage on the Appian Way, I was getting worse, not better. I remember closing my eyes for a bit, and I guess I must have fell asleep, because when I opened them again, I was in a forest by a river.
You don't
Suppose the
say.
driver took off with his fee and left me for dead. Can't say I blame him. I wouldn't have wanted to catch what I had either. Anyway, I went searching for help, stumbled across the trapdoor temple, and here I am.
Here I am. I'm sorry to hear that.
It's nice of you to say, but you should save your sympathy. Lots of people here need it more than I do.
Any idea who's threatening Virgil?
Terrible shame, that is. Maybe this'll help. Late last night, I was cleaning my oven when I heard some noises outside. The forum's usually dead quiet at that hour, so I came out to see what was going on. To be honest, I thought maybe poor old Dooley had got out of his cell and was snooping around again. So I put my head out and saw someone in front of Virgil's shop. I couldn't tell who, it was too dark. I called out to them, but they just turned and ran off without a word. All I remember is they ran past a lit torch, and the light glinted off something metallic. Armour, I think. So I suppose it could only be one of 3 people. Horatius, Domitius, or Rufius. I hope that helps.
It does help. Do you know a way out of here?
You've been here a few moments and you're desperate to get out already? Why not give the place a chance before you try to leave? Good people here. Galerius works hard on the farm so I can put food on our tables, and Lucretia tries to keep us healthy. My friend Georgius is always mending our clothes, and Virgil makes sure these old walls don't fall down around us. Well, he does his best. I'm just saying, there are worse places you could live out your days.
Fair enough. What do you think of the golden rule?
I try not to worry about it. I mean, if people are nice to each other, we won't have anything to worry about, will we?
I like your optimism.
Thanks. And I like your teeth. They're so white. And your clothes. Oh, I bet my friend Georgius would like to get a look at you. And I'm sure he'd love to chatter about the golden rule with you too. He'll be just across the forum in his shop.
Goodbye.
All right. Thanks again for taking care of our problem. I won't forget it.
Oh, that's where the baths are.
Wonder how much one of these statues is worth on the outside.
I like how I just walked past him and he didn't even like clock that I got out. This is how I got in here. Like originally. He needs to be gold blasted in the face. Lol. Fascinating. I thought somebody was in here. Guess not.
Whatever's in that great temple up there on the bluff. I bet
Go talk to this guy first.
Ah, a fellow traveler from Greetings. I'm Georgius. It gladdens me to see another foreigner in our midst. We must stick together, you and I. And I must say, my sartorial friend, your clothing is most extraordinary.
Thank you.
Leather boots in place of sandals, trousers with precise stitching, and such a curious design. I have traveled distant trade routes from the markets of Damascus to the farms of India, and never have I seen anyone dressed quite like you. Tell me, I must know, from which exotic part of the world do you hail?
I'm from beyond the edge of the known
Then
world.
you are an explorer, like me. Wonderful. You must have many stories to share. I cannot wait to hear them. We will have much time here to get to know one another. But for now, do you require assistance? I know you do not require
I know
clothing.
you don't
so
require
information,
clothing.
Perhaps?
I like some Greek things. I support it. What's your story?
My story? How kind of you to ask. I am a tailor and I run the humble shop in the forum.
Why set up a tailor shop?
You mean to say, with all the turmoil and terror
We
of
have
the
not
Golden
seen our
Rule and
clothes.
so few customers, why bother setting shop at all? I'll tell you, it is precisely because of the Golden Rule that I wish to remind my
Yeah, we just
friends
have
the
arms.
importance of looking
4
one's
arms, really.
best.
I don't even think
I
we've seen our
say,
elbows.
The more of our customs we preserve down here, the more we can preserve a semblance of normality, the better our chances of keeping our heads. Don't you agree?
I suppose so.
Oh, and there is another reason too. If we all end up as golden statues for future generations to marvel at. I don't know about you, but I would like to look
He's
my
like,
best.
I want to look good. How'd you end up here?
A good question. A very good question indeed. And I would be happy to tell you if only I could remember it clearly myself.
Why don't you tell me what you do remember?
I remember I had just been to Rome to sell an extraordinary selection of wares, and droning in coin, I decided to celebrate my success.
An interesting choice of words.
I rented a prestigious villa by the Tiber, invited over a few select friends, and we began making our way through some of the most exquisite wine money could buy. Quite a lot of it, in fact. Now, I have had visions and awoken in strange places before. I have even found myself naked in the desert sands more than once, but none of that compares to this. This time, I remember people screaming, then falling into a void as empty as time before creation, gasping for air, and then nothing. When I regained my faculties, I was lying naked by the banks of the Tiber, gods know how many miles from my villa.
So you floated down the Tiber.
Indeed. I'm lucky I was carrying a little extra weight. I believe it kept me afloat. In any case, it seems I'd been rescued and resuscitated by a benevolent stranger. I went to find firewood for his campfire, stumbled across a cave, and discovered that trapdoor temple. And here I am.
Let's talk about something else. Do you know a way out?
Not so loud. What are you playing at? Have you not been told about the last attempt?
No.
Oh, then I suppose this duty falls to me. It is a long story.
Why don't you tell me?
Of course, the first question any of us asks when we first arrive is, how do I escape? It is only natural after all.
It is only
And
natural.
Scaling the chasm wall
This guy is
out
great.
of the question, for it is simply too steep and too far. But as they say, if the wind fails, use the oars. And here the second option is to leave the way we came in, through the shaft above the bathhouse.
Mm-hmm.
See, the shaft is quite high, but if one gathered up enough wood, one could make a series of ladders and climb one's way out.
He said, make a giant ladder.
They have. I am getting to that. There was an attempt made by resourceful fellows who lived here some years ago. They even decided to keep records of their escape attempt for posterity. Unfortunately, as soon as they began to carry the first ladder down the hallway, they heard a godlike voice shake the entire city, and that, tragically, is where their tale ends. So it seems that to merely attempt escape is to invite the wrath of whichever god oversees this place, and so I say it is best to not even discuss it aloud.
Interesting.